Hey everybody, it's the Reelblack podcast, and today we've got a very, very, very special guest with us today, comedian Mark Gregory, who's going to be performing this coming Tuesday at the Helium Comedy Club on Sansom Street in Philadelphia. How's it going, man?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I cannot complain. I'm so happy to see your face again. I haven't seen you
Yes.
since 2017 at I think either Warm Daddies or
Warm
Helium.
Daddies. Yeah, it was Warm Daddies with my uncle.
Yeah, your uncle being Dick Gregory, of course. But
Yes, sir. Yes, with Uncle
we'll
Dick.
get into
Yeah.
that. Now, last time I saw you, you said you weren't broke.
Yes, I'm not. I'm definitely not broke. I'm just in between blessings. That's it. You can't tell black people you broke, especially black women, because they will look at you up and down and judge your entire life. So you gotta flip it on them a little bit. I'm not broke. I'm in between blessings. That's the logic.
Now, I love your comedy. I mean, I have your
Yeah.
DVD. I mean, it's older material, but
Yeah.
I know that your style hasn't changed.
Hmm.
You're very observational. Like you study
Yes, sir.
people, it seems. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's to me that is the beauty of comedy is that comedy in essence is all observation. So of course when I do a set, I have my written material, but I love just being impromptu in the moment. If I see something in the crowd, it's almost like, hey, let's ride this wave and see where it takes us, and more than likely we're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna take us to a beautiful place.
I love it. I love it. No, I mean some of the best bits. I'll hold the DVD up. I'm not sure if this is
Mhm.
still available. Will you have these at the shows or
No, no,
or
you know what, man? That wow,
collector's item?
it's definitely a collector's item at this point. One of my guys said to the comedians who are still selling DVDs after their shows, you need to sell a DVD player to go along with it, right? So now at this point, I have a comedy special on
Okay.
Amazon. So if you want a DVD, I would just refer you to Amazon.
Okay. What's the name of
Yeah,
that special and how can
it's
people?
entitled "Run with It."
Okay, and you can
Mhm.
purchase it or is it part of the Prime package?
No, it's just if you have Amazon Prime, it's on there.
Fantastic. All right,
Mhm.
I'll definitely check that out
Yeah.
before Tuesday. But yeah. So what was? But I mean, you're a very observant comedian. Like I love your take on just the different people that you find in the neighborhood. You
Mhm.
know, what was it like growing up? I mean, you didn't grow up in St. Louis or anything like that, right?
So I spent the first 7 years in St. Louis, and then after that, we moved to Dayton, Ohio. So for me, I had a beautiful upbringing. I mean, it was a mixed bag of just I played sports a lot. So sports is really what saved me from going the wrong direction. So for me, the comedy comes from just observing so many things. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so of course, I saw the crack boom. I mean, and it's almost like watching black theater. That's what my neighborhood was. You had one lady, her name was Brenda Kay. She was on drugs, but she wore this blonde wig, 6'3", long leg junkie and she never wore shoestrings. And she had these long uh, Chuck Taylors that Moses Malone probably wore. And I just remember her walking down the street singing, I'm stuck on cocaine and cocaine is stuck on me. So you have her, then you have my old next door neighbor who wanted to shoot anybody who came down the street playing loud music. And then I remember just watching guys in my neighborhood shoot dice, and
Uh,
just the characters of these guys standing on the back porch shooting dice. Again, it's when you put all of these pieces of the puzzle together, it's really like black theater. And that's where a big part of the comedy comes from. My parents having me at an older age. My dad was 50, my mom was 40, and that was extremely embarrassing for a 10-year-old kid for your mom to be 50 and your dad is 60. So for me, the jokes wrote themselves.
okay. So if you're just tuning in, we're with Mark Gregory, stand-up comedian who's appearing this Tuesday at Helium Comedy Club. And you said this weekend you're in Boston?
Yes, I'm in Boston tonight and Delaware tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Hmm.
that's what's up.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So, well, what club in Delaware? Because I'm close to Delaware, also.
I think it's called the Comedy Inn.
Okay, I know
And
exactly what. Wouldn't be an interview with Mark Gregory without talking a little bit about Dick Gregory. I mean, what are your thoughts? What are your memories? It's 5 years since he's passed on.
oh man, what are my memories? A lot of great memories. I think for me, just the opportunity that I had to go on tour with him the last 2 years of his life. So I started going on tour with him 2015, 2017, and we toured the country. I mean, I just remember when I first started doing comedy, one of my goals was to be able to, do at least one show with my uncle, and I was blessed and just had the opportunity the last 2 years of his life. I was able to go on tour with him, tour the country, and just glean and just absorb a lot of wisdom from him. One of the biggest things that I took from my uncle, because a lot of people, of course, ask this question and assume that we just talked comedy 24/7. But when I was around my uncle, the biggest thing that he told me was, what the universal God did for me, he's going to do for you, and to just be patient and enjoy the journey, and that lesson is applicable not just for life, but just for entertainment as well. Because I think, when it comes to entertainment and comedy, all of us have dreams and aspirations, but sometimes, you're just going to have to wait. But in that process of waiting, you grow in your artistry, you mature, your character builds, and all of those things. So I think for me, that was like the biggest thing that I took from him, is to just be patient and enjoy the journey.
Right. A lot of people, they say it takes 10 years to become a great stand-up. I know you've been in the
100%.
game longer than that. I mean, what's your take on that? What's your advice for young comedians?
Yeah, funny you asked that. I mean, I had that conversation just yesterday. So I've been doing comedy for 16 years, and it takes about 10 years just for you to find your voice, but most importantly, for you to know that you're funny and to not care. Because as a newer comedian, you just want to get on stage and you just want to be funny. You don't want any hiccups during your set. But after you've been doing it for so long, you become battle tested. You've been put in so many different adverse situations. You're funny, and that's it, right? I think the thing with new comedians is you want to be funny and you hope to be funny, versus a seasoned comic. I know I'm funny, and if I
Hmm.
have an off night, it's not the end of the world. I'm
Right.
I'm going to be doing this for a long time, and I get them tomorrow. I think that's the biggest thing, is just being able to shake off that I didn't have a good set.
Right. So, I mean, we'll talk about that because everybody bombs. Even the
Everybody
best do.
bombs.
I mean,
Yes.
what's your biggest bomb and what's your biggest triumph? Not counting the show that's coming up this coming Tuesday, September 6th at Helium
Yes.
Comedy Club in Philadelphia.
Biggest bomb, 2012. I did this family reunion for a pastor and his wife. So I did an event for them like that February and killed it. They was like, "We want to book you for our family reunion. It's going to be in July." I was like, "All right, cool." So they sent me the deposit, so I had already half for the money. So this is 2012. They played a video. They said, "Get there at 8:30, and we're gonna play a video, and you'll go on at 9:30." So from 8:30 to 9:30, they played a video of their like entire family history dating back 200 years. So from like 1812 to 2012, and they traced their like family genealogy to some small town in Arkansas, and they had like the county record books where this person begat that person. And the last 20 minutes of this video was everybody that died in their family from like 1960 to 2012. And I mean, they're showing pictures of these people like John Thompson, car accident, Marcy Williams, cancer. And I was like, yo, it got so sad. I didn't even know these people. I started crying. That's how sad it was. 20 minutes of faces of death, right? That's pretty much what it was. And then they expect me to get up and be funny after we watch Aunt Sharon get hit by a city bus. Yeah, it's not funny at all. So they bring me up, like, who ready for some comedy? Nobody after all that. So they bring me up after that, man. And I was like, all right, I gotta come out swinging. No, this is how sad it was. I stepped outside. I'm crying over family members. I don't even know these people. That's how sad it was. So they bring me on stage. I think one joke landed, the other one didn't. It was kind of this back and forth of like hit, miss. And I just acknowledged the elephant in the room. I was like, hey, this is not working. I don't know what you all want me to do. You put me in a bad situation. One guy in the back was like, Mark Gregory, everybody, clap it up for Mark Gregory. I was like, thank you, brother, for putting me out of my misery. And yeah, that was the worst situation. That was the
All
worst.
right. But we have to turn it around. I mean, one of the
We got to turn
triumphs
around. The biggest triumph.
or coolest show. Maybe you got to perform in a traveling situation, or, something like that.
I mean, it's too many to count. I mean, I can say 2017, I headlined my own USO tour in Germany. I did a gig. I met this guy who's over USO Europe. He was like, "Hey, I want to book you to come to Germany." He allowed me to bring 3 of my friends, so I brought 3 other comedians. We got a chance to tour Germany, Italy, a lot of dope places. But you know what? You mentioned my uncle.
Okay.
Were you at his funeral?
Yes.
Okay. So you remember I did like 10 minutes at his funeral, right?
Mm-hmm. Here we
And
have it
on
on
the
the film.
and on the front row was Bill Cosby, right? So just watching Bill Cosby laugh at my jokes was
Wow.
amazing, right? I mean, I felt like at that moment I could have just went and laid next to my uncle because Bill Cosby is laughing at my jokes. But then here's the crazy part. Um, Maybe about 2 weeks later, Chris hits me up and says, "Hey, Bill Cosby loved your jokes. Do you have any material to send him?" I was like, "What? Of
Wow.
course." So I sent him a YouTube link. He sends it to Bill. Chris hits me back and was like, "Do you have any more material that we could send to Bill?" Of course. I sent him another clip. And at this moment, I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to be a superstar. Bill Cosby's about to change my life. I'm going to get a sitcom." I went and started looking at houses. I was like, "This the Bentley that I'm going to get." I was doing a whole lot. And
Right.
2 months later, Bill was in prison. I was like, "Yo, what happened? You can't lock Bill up. He had plans with me." So,
Well, the universal God, as they say.
yeah, the universal God. Yeah,
You can't question it when when it's good. You have to love it and
right.
accept it, and when it's not so good,
Right.
you
But
have to
yeah, I
accept it
mean,
as well.
I can say this comedy has provided me with some amazing, amazing moments. I mean, just the fact that I get paid to tell jokes, and I've been doing this full time since 2014. I
Yeah,
mean, it has been a beautiful, beautiful journey, one in which I'm more than content and happy about.
I love it. The last thing I want to ask you about is relationship advice.
Hmm.
Um, I know you talk a lot about dating in your act
Hmm.
and women and whatnot. I mean, what advice do you give? I mean, if in dating opposite sex, same sex, whatever, what is it that you have to know about others in order to succeed?
Well, you got to know that you don't know. And once you know that you don't know, ain't nothing to be known. That's it.
I love it.
I'm gonna say it
Anything,
again. You gotta know that you don't know. And once you don't know, guess what? You know ain't nothing to be known.
Mark Gregory. Tuesday,
Yes, this Tuesday, Helium Comedy Club, Philadelphia, PA, 8 p.m.
right? But tonight, which is I've already moved my calendar around. The 23rd, we're talking the 23rd of September, 2022. You're in
Yes,
Boston,
I'm in Boston.
and then the 24th, you're going to be in Delaware
I'm
at the
in
Comedy
Delaware
Inn.
tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, and I'm gonna make every effort to be there.
Oh yeah, you got to. You got to. Unc would have it no other way if you wasn't there. It's
well, just
really
to get this signed, you know.
yes, yes, yeah. And you gotta bring the DVD too.
Yes, sir. Well, and the player, right?
And the player, yes, the DVD player, yes.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you so much, man.
Cool. It's good seeing you.
All right. Peace.